All right, it's me again. It's me, Rasul, and today I'm going to be showing y'all a meal prep that I normally go through. So normally I always try to meal prep when I do my meals. In particular, I like to make sure that I get enough protein because, as a calisthenics athlete or as, even someone that bodybuilds or lift weights, you need to have around a gram of protein for the amount of food that you eat. For a gram of protein for the amount of body weight that you have. So let's say right now I'm 170 pounds. So I need to get around 170 grams of protein a day. Okay, so there is going to be meat that's going to be cooked in this video. And in particular, what we have is we're going to have beef 5 round, which is basically like a more leaner cut of meat. I don't like to have meat with a lot of fat in it. And mostly because what's the point of getting in all this protein if you're just going to also get a bunch of saturated or high amounts of fat in your meals? I feel like it basically defeats the purpose in a sense, unless if you're dirty bulking. Then you can do whatever you want with that, or if you're just eating, for fun, whatever, do whatever you do. But me personally, I kind of feel as though it's like it kind of defeats the purpose of it. And then we're also gonna have ground beef as well. And then pita bread, we're gonna be making gyros for these sandwiches. And then I also have some yellow rice and then also some hamburger buns. And I gotta go through these because the expiration date is gonna come up soon for some of this stuff. So I need to go ahead and get these things cooked. A lot of the stuff I already had, I didn't have to go shopping for. And I didn't have to go shopping for. I would have taken y'all with me to go shop. The only issue was that I went to New York last week and I already shopped beforehand before I came back home, before I was about to start my job. So I didn't show you all any of the bill amount, but when I shopped for groceries last time, there was more stuff than this, but it was only about $80. So it is something that could be very affordable for a single person. So there's nothing to really worry about on those lines. But I'm gonna show y'all the macros, as well as I'm also gonna just show y'all how I portion my meals out. Yeah, to basically show you where I'm at in this lean state, how I maintain being lean, and show you essentially the parts of how abs are basically made in the kitchen, especially, or vascularity is made in the kitchen. But I'll catch y'all in the next scene. Now, I know how most people are, or this is like always a topic of contention of whether or not you should wash your meat. Me personally, I'm washing it. I take zero chances when it comes to washing meat at this point. And especially with something like beef, you definitely should be washing it. I know chicken, which I may or may not cook later or soon, because I have some chicken in the fridge. People tend to not wash their meat. And this may be speculative, but I just got food poisoning not too long ago, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And worst experience that I've had with sickness in my life. I don't know exactly what it was. I'm 8 pounds down because of it. So yeah, I'm having to even try to build it back up some of that weight so I can get back to where I was. All right, now after you got all your meat washed or whatever, I'm the type of person, I always season my meat. Or I always season the steak. And, so I know some people don't season their food. I don't know how you don't do it. But in terms of seasonings, I always try to use this one here, the Cajun seasoning, and then just a regular salt and pepper. Now, you may ask, I did say that I was going to be making gyros earlier, right? Now, although I'm meal prepping, I will admit I am not, I'm not young Bobby Flay yet. I ain't there yet. But one thing is, I do need to know is what exactly people use to like season gyros or season meat that they put in gyros. Because Cajun probably isn't it, but that's what's going to get the job done right now and for the moment. That's just what it is. And I normally use the Cajun seasoning pretty much on anything. Like, it's going to go on those burgers later. It's going to go on the other food later. You don't have to put too much, but who wants to eat bland food? We're about to go ahead and add this meat to the pan. Now we mixing the rice now, Now, I ain't just take mine out the bag, Like, I didn't get some old from scratch rice. I don't have time for all that. Hey, I got a meal prep, I got a job, I got all this other stuff. I do not have time. So I'm doing what most people normally do, and I'm just gonna just use the Bryce, and I just use the Zatarain's brand. Zatarain's has always been a go-to for mine. When the rice starts to boil, you can now put that thing on simmer. Bro, I'm almost about to burn myself, bro. Hold on. Ah, bro, I burned myself off camera trying to lift the top off that thing, bro. Oh my God. But yeah, the steak's already done. That didn't take that much of a minute. It is a little bit well, if you can see, but like I'm eating euros, and as long as I don't overcook the meat, I really don't care about that. It's not overcooked. It's actually going to be tender, so everything's good with that. So we really have nothing to worry about with that. We move. The rice right now is pretty much almost about to be done. I already cut up some of the steak over there. I just did that off camera because I already knew like the video was gonna be way too long if I spent all that time chopping it all up in front of y'all. But right now the rice is pretty much almost done. So the type of ground beef that I'm using is 85% lean, 15% fat, which isn't my preference. I like to go a little lower, me personally. But the issue is, and that 93.7, it costs 93.7 money. Now, I'm not saying I couldn't buy that right now, but in this economy, yeah, that's not happening. I'm not doing it. That money could go somewhere to like a thrift item that I want to get or something that I could keep for a longer time. Like that stuff racks up over time. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start forming some patties out of these, you know. I'm end up cutting from here to where I'm setting up the portions eventually after I show like some shots of me cooking. But I'll show you all the macros and everything from there. All right, so burgers are still cooking. Thing about this meal is it may not look the greatest at first, but it's gonna get the job done. The flavors are actually pretty good once you like, especially when you put the Cajun seasonings and all that other stuff in it. Flavor's pretty good. Just judging off the sound, I'm about to flip them soon, but it's gonna be something that can help you get some good macros. You eat, let's say you eat 2 or 3 burgers a day, or 3 of those. Like you're gonna get a good amount of protein in, and that's not even including what you're gonna eat on your sides or for whatever. All right, so we got everything right here. We have the rice. We can see that up there. We have the rice. We have the burgers over here. And then we also have our steak. Now, if you're wondering why the burgers may look a little brown and you think they may be burnt, it's not actually it being burnt. If you ever use Pam oil, like Pam, it's the spray sometimes, like it cooks the oil and then it makes it look like that, but it's not actually burnt. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and start weighing some of this stuff out. So for my portion sizes, I'm gonna try and bulk up just a few pounds if I'm being honest. Like I wanna try to get back to 175. Like 175 is like a good range for me. And if I'm being 1000% honest, that's a good weight. I'm at like I said earlier, I'm at 170 now. I'm trying to get back to 175. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have for 3 meals, I'm gonna have 2 burgers. Now, 2 burgers, and I also have a little bit of pasta in the fridge already. So I'm gonna basically be eating that. Now, that may seem like a lot, but my maintenance for calories is like 3,300 majority of the times because I'm always active. From running, walking, doing something. So it really isn't that bad in the grand scheme of things when I'm telling you. So now that right there, like this right here, if you can see, it's roughly 7 ounces. That's roughly 7 ounces. Now, when I'm talking about including some pasta, it's gonna be small portions of it. And that's not even counting the buns. And then sometimes I won't even eat. It may just be just the 2 burgers and it'll be that right there. It may not look like the prettiest meal prep, but that's mostly just because the meal prep itself with all like the bread and everything, like I'm gonna add all that later. Just so I don't get them soggy in the same container. This is all of the beef right here. Now this is really, now the rice part is where stuff get real critical, you know, if you know what I mean. It gets real critical here, because then it's like, meal wise, there's more room for error to mess up your portions this way. But basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna weigh it, but you're gonna always try to clear it out just to make sure you get a precise measurement, because you may not know exactly what the right weight is of whatever Tupperware you're using. So it's important to then, I start off with normally the rice. We're gonna try maybe about 8-ish ounces. All right, that's about 8.3 right there. And then I normally try to go for about 4 ounces of steak. Now, you may wonder, like, the numbers may not lead up to 170 at first, 170 grams of protein for like my body weight. But the way that it ends up getting there eventually is like normally through other things I'll end up eating throughout the day. Like sometimes I normally eat a lot of chicken, for example. So with chicken, it's like, I rarely have to worry about that at all, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all these portioned out, and then I'm gonna end up closing the video off. My camera literally it's at 13%, and I don't want it to die on me. So next time I see y'all is gonna be when I'm over here portioning out the food. Well, I finished portioning it out, everything, and then I'm gonna close it out. All right, so that right there will be the end of the video. I appreciate anyone who watches this video. This is just a meal prep. You're gonna see a bit more of my personality in the future. I'm just getting the hang of this YouTube thing. I'm gonna be doing a lot more other styles of content. I'm not just gonna be a fitness YouTuber. I'm making that explicitly clear. Most of the content I will be doing will be like showing my life, but in the future, you're gonna be seeing a lot more fashion / thrifting content. You're gonna be seeing, still there gonna be workouts if that's what you're into. You're still gonna see those, but you're also gonna see like more like short films. I'm basically doing these videos right now also as a means of just getting like acclimated to holding the camera, and then like, you know, just being used to just, you know, using the camera, being on camera and filming and editing. But I really do appreciate you all. If you all really do want to follow like other meals in the future, which honestly I have like more protein dense foods I could do for y'all, or protein dense meals, just say it in the comments. And then I appreciate any support that was given to me in this video, just even by you watching. But if you want to, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.